Yeah, as you go through there, I just want to let everybody know this hasn't been seen. This was going to be launched and is still going to be launched at Unbound. So everyone here as an MCR guest, you are getting the first sneak peek at the live integration between GoCanvas and Bluebeam.
Very excited about this.
Yes.
Perfect. And so for me, my name is Luisa Goytia. I am a senior product manager at Bluebeam. And so I joined this year and I've played a role in both companies. As a lot of you might already be aware, Bluebeam acquired GoCanvas last year. And so for that integration, I was brought in, and this has been my first core project. It's been extremely interesting to work across both sides of companies and just learning different processes and honestly different mentalities of how to approach different personas in the construction field, in the construction market. And so if you are aware of both sides, you'll know that GoCanvas focuses a lot on the field, right? It's offline syncing, is making sure that everyone in the field has access to their forms, to any documentation that they might need. Whereas Bluebeam is more about your desktop. It's about your drawings and communication during your design process. And even when you look at markup sheets, the markup list, that's where you're having that communication and just making sure that everything is off of that review platform. And so when you merge those together, as with this integration, then you start seeing the divide between office and field start breaking down. And that's ultimately the goal that we were going after with this integration. It's making sure that that communication that needs to happen is enforced by notifications and complex workflows and conditional logics. Everything that GoCanvas does really well, we're just pairing that with Bluebeam to make sure that we have this incredible, hopefully by the end of this call, you will think that it's an incredible partnership. And hopefully then you'll also think, actually by the end of the call, what I would love to hear and what I would love to read in the chat, because I will read it at the end, is, I had this problem, now this is going to solve it. Or if you just did this, like that's the feedback that I want to hear. I want to learn from you as much as I'm showing you something that's exciting and that's going to be coming out in a couple of months. I also want to take all that feedback. And because I have some time, I want to incorporate that feedback. So with that said, I'm going to start sharing my screen.
And I'll add one thing. There was a question, and it will come up again, cost, right? So just be aware that the integration, you can see the information in the markups list at no cost, right? But in order to have the integration into Bluebeam, you have to be signed into GoCanvas, so you do need a license, just so everyone's aware, because that's going to come up again.
Absolutely. Okay, and I'll go into all of those details once I'm able to share my screen. Great. Can everyone see this?
Yes.
Yep.
Wonderful. Okay. Awesome. So, as Michael was saying, so this integration relies on you having a license to both Bluebeam as well as GoCanvas with API access, and that piece is specific because without the API access, we're not going to be able to share that information, and this does require that link to be established. However, you could be, for Bluebeam, you could be at any level. So you could be basic, core, complete. Anything works. Even if you have a trial on either side, this will still work for as long as your trial is active, which is quite nice, because then at least if you have one side but not the other, you can still test it out and then decide by the end of it, yes, this fixes my issues, or it does not. And because this works at the review level, then you will have to download the latest build. So right now, by the time that we release, mind you, we're releasing for general availability at the beginning of December, the first week of December. So you will have to download that latest 21.8 release. GoCanvas
so we're
works
way
online.
into the future. 20.8,
Oh, yes.
because there's going to be another one. Yeah, because they just released, I think it was an update that's coming out September 3rd. So
correct.
Nice.
This week we're getting 21.7. Correct. But as you had mentioned, Michael, we are currently in alpha. So we do have this hidden in 21.7, and we'll be able through the Bluebeam Labs program, through the beta program, we'll be able to get people to log in. You just, again, like I said, you just need access to both licenses.
Okay.
And that's it. So if anyone
people are in
interested,
labs, they can
Yes.
actually get access even sooner. Okay.
you could get access this week because you have me here.
Oh, okay.
Correct. So it's more of how fast are you to let me know that you're gonna be in.
I know that's the thing. I got an email to download it and I haven't yet. So it just depends, right? Yep.
Who's the bottleneck here, Michael? I don't know.
Jason knows I'm bad with updates. So I haven't even updated the latest one yet. And I guess it's definitely me. So that's me.
Honestly, I mean, literally my computer is now screaming at me because I'm sure it's been telling me for 2 weeks to update. And here we are. Yeah, so at Unbound, if anyone's going to be at Unbound, we will be having demos like this, but longer. I will be doing a breakout session as well as a theater session. So if you're going to be there, come say hello. I would love to see your faces because everyone is, I just see letters. So I know
yes.
you.
If we let everybody be unmuted in visual, videos are bad when it's too many people because Justin won't be able to edit it. But also, there'd be a lot of talking, which, as you can tell,
party.
the chat takes off, which is easier to like mute mentally, but yeah.
Yes. Great. So do we have a general sense of who has what, like review versus GoCanvas? Is there a general understanding?
I talked about GoCanvas and showed the website last week. We've talked about GoCanvas before. So most people, I would say, have an idea of what GoCanvas is from a forms perspective, documentation out in the field. But I don't think that there's anyone in here that everyone in here was last week. I don't think there might be maybe a couple new folks. So I guess, yeah, give an overview of what GoCanvas is, and then you can go through the integration.
Perfect. Okay, so again, so for context, GoCanvas, it's a form creation platform, and it's quite flexible. So you will start by creating a form template on the website, and you'll just say, here are, and what we normally see is like people will import either their actual PDFs, CSVs, whatever they might need to create those templates. And they're creating some really exciting features that allow you to just take your PDF as is without having to without having to create like one line at a time, because you could do that drag and drop option, create your form, and then create a PDF format for that, or actually get your sheet as it exists today and put fields on top of that. And this, I don't know if this is a secret or not, and Pete is not here to quiet me. So there is an AI feature coming up as well that makes this entire process much faster. So look out for that one. And once your templates are ready, then it empowers your field team through their mobile app to start filling out as many forms as necessary. So it could be ad hoc or it could be scheduled. And so they call that dispatches. And you'll see some of that wording in this integration today. And so you're able to dispatch from the office and just say, you know what, I need this form scheduled every Monday to do this task. And so that could be dispatched to John or Michael or whoever, and they can do that. You're able to collect in the field text, images, videos, and so it creates a comprehensive method of collecting information in the field, both online and offline. As we all know, sometimes you just don't have data in a construction project. And so this particular platform is quite useful in giving you access in any scenario that you're in. And then all of that is obviously synced to the server, to the backend. And with that, you're able to then download a PDF of that form. So even though it's on your mobile device, it shows up very easily in a mobile friendly form. At the end of the day, you still need some professional looking PDF, and that's the end of that cycle. You'll be able to get that. So that's GoCanvas. It's very flexible. It's not specific for one task or for one general category of tasks. It's very flexible. You can make it look exactly like you need it to.
Yeah, and let me touch on that a little bit, because we just had a client the other day have that same question. They have a form, right? Well, it's actually a printed out document that they're trying to digitize and automate some of the like job number input so that people on the field have a simplified version. So the great thing about GoCanvas is that you can simplify what the field folks see and automate what's already pre-inputted, and they don't need to fill out that area in that form. So again, that simplification of people have these forms, right? Or maybe a municipality has a form that you have to fill out in the way that they've structured it. And that ability to digitize that for folks going to the field to only fill out specific information is huge. And then again, at the end of the day, you're trying to submit that same form, right? And create that PDF of that. And that's where this picks up. So just reiterating a little bit. And ironically enough, we had a client, a large client, that was looking for a customization of that, maybe something custom tailored built, which now you might not have to, right? Because if you have GoCanvas in a little while at Unbound, they're going to launch something that is going to make that even more streamlined. So,
correct. Something that we hear that people really enjoy is the conditional logic as well. Because to your point of some people have to fill in one part and not the other, we're able to control that on the GoCanvas side to say, you know what, this first section has to be done by this person. Once you're done, there's a handoff and it goes to the next person. And they have workflows that ensure that you're notified and that it's being tracked along the way. So it's quite convenient, and it could be as complex or as simple as your process needs to be.
because a comparative product is Autodesk Construction Cloud, and did you know that you guys integrate into there, right? GoCanvas integrates into Autodesk Construction Cloud, but Autodesk Construction Cloud actually has a missing part where you can't upload a PDF, right, and have it digitize that into a form, whereas in GoCanvas you can. So just thinking of that, and then you can push data directly into ACC for those folks using Build from a construction project standpoint. That way you're creating the correct data that's going where it needs to go. So there are integrations, not just to Bluebeam. There's also ACC and something being launched here soon, which I don't think we're allowed to mention, so I'm not going to mention the other product. But without that further ado, we'll let you continue. Sorry.
Great. So now it's time to transition laptop. So you're going to see my face turn a little bit. Haha. Okay, so now with this integration, as we can see on the screen, this would be your landing page. And so in case you forget, we have a short description of what this looks like. So this is our task link. This is what we're calling the integration, because at the end of the day, that's what we're doing. We are leveraging the power of GoCanvas to create intelligent tasks, and we're linking the two platforms together. So this is still under construction. If there's any bugs, I'm so sorry. I'm sure there will be. And we don't have a button on the right side, which we're going to see upon release, which is going to give you the access to learn a lot more about GoCanvas and for this integration if you didn't have GoCanvas or if you wanted to learn more. That's not here yet. Now, if you have credentials, then you'll just click here, put your information. This is the moment of truth. Do I remember all of my passwords? Now, depending on which server you're working out of, so this is our testing one, you're not going to see that in release, but this is the US one, this is the Australia one, so it depends on where you're working out of. I'll sign in, and now I'll have my accounts connected. Now, in this moment, actually, I should close this because I want you to see what happens when I have nothing open. Okay, great. So my history, let's start with active document. So the moment that you create this connection, both Bluebeam and GoCanvas are going to talk to each other. That means I'm going to have access to absolutely all the documents that exist on the GoCanvas side, and I get to control what that view looks like on the Bluebeam side. So if you notice here, I have no documents open. The first thing that you're going to see is active document is not clickable, but history is. Now, for a first-time user, history is going to be empty as well. And we'll get to that later. So let's go with active document first, and let's just jump in here. This integration will, here you go. You'll find the trusted GoCanvas logo. That's where the task link module is going to be. So the moment that I open this document, I'll see an active document tab that turns on, right? This integration works at the markup level. So the linking will happen here. Once you have your markup in this document, you'll be able to track everything that's linked here. So let's just right click on that markup that I've already created. You scroll down and you'll see task link. Ta-da. And you have three main options. The first one is create dispatch. So this is what I was referencing earlier, right? This is the scheduling component of GoCanvas. If I create a dispatch, this will leverage every single form template that has been created before. So this requires you to have your account set up already. So let's just go with a quality inspection, plain and simple. I'll click that.
Wait,
and this
so
gives me
I think I missed this during the demonstration because this is huge. So basically, it's going into GoCanvas, and it has the ability to see what forms are created as a template, right? So for those folks, I know a little bit more about GoCanvas than maybe some of you out there. because we've seen this in terms of what GoCanvas is all together. But basically, you can create form templates. So that's what that's grabbing, right? So
Correct.
so this would be even something, because I always took it as, okay, they're doing something in the field and then you attach it. But this is actually different. You could essentially create an RFI in
Yeah,
here and do a dispatch for that information. Wow. Okay.
correct. You can do anything you want. And when we talk about forms, people generally think of this long sheet that has multiple pieces of information, but honestly, it could just be a conversational form, right? That just says, what do you want to note today? Here's the description. That's it. You're done. Right. So it could be as simple as a one text field input, or it could be as complex as give me videos and give me a table and da 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 da. GoCanvas has tables. GoCanvas has a lot of different inputs, and so that all of that review will be able to leverage.
Wow.
Oh, I love that. Wow.
It's just because I was going one way, and this is actually both ways, right? You
Correct.
could essentially start here and then do a dispatch out to a field person of a
Mhm.
specific area. So this is even another layer essentially.
Correct. And even before I go into the details, right? One of the things I wanted to make sure that we were able to do is say, if you are someone who lives in your computer, you don't go anywhere, you don't do anything in the field, then you should be able to stay in your computer, stay in your desktop, stay in review. If this is your favorite place, I want you to be in your favorite place. If all you do is you are in the field, you're looking at your mobile device, then I want to make sure that you have everything that you need within one platform. Otherwise, if you're scrolling through different platforms, if you're switching screens, it can get very complex, right? And what I was hearing from Discovery was, I'm sending drawings to my team through WhatsApp, through email, I'm video calling them. Like, we wanted to streamline all of that to centralize it in the places where you live. If you're in review, you live in review. If you live in the GoCanvas mobile application, then you live there, and that's it. So that's what this accomplishes. Yeah, so we took this quality inspection, but like you said, right, RFIs. I have a template for an RFI as well. It really depends on what process you want to solve for. Description, and now here, anything that you're gonna see here in this pop-up is what's been set up on the GoCanvas side, right? So GoCanvas has a description field, so we're gonna see a description field. I want to assign it to myself. Here I am. There you go. Now I have homework to do, right? When would you like this done? This, again, this mirrors what GoCanvas does, so you can schedule it for the future. This hasn't been built out yet, but on the GoCanvas side, there's a repeat. So if you wanted something like, for example, for safety procedures, if you wanted something to happen every single day or every single Monday or every single, any day, then you can set that up there. And then you send a notification, click next. Now GoCanvas has a requirement where if you have to fill in at least one item, so I'll just put this. And this is not showing because it's a photo field type. So this is not supported in pre-fill, because what am I going to fill up with an image, right? And that's it. Once you pre-fill whatever might be necessary, then you click send, and where's my phone? And I just got a notification, So immediately it starts leveraging the power of GoCanvas mobile. And it says, hey, go check GoCanvas, you have work to do. Now, if you notice here, this new inspection shows up. And that's the one that we just created. It's immediate. We're syncing at the same time. So it's at the markup level. If I was to say, actually, no, I'll get to that later. Great. So then the top information for this card is going to be all of your just top level information, right? So you have the description, which we didn't write. So it just pre-fills the name of the inspection, the status, right? It's been assigned, and this status will change as I go through it. It's been assigned to myself, and if I wanted to look at it inside GoCanvas, I could by clicking View in GoCanvas, and it even gives you the URL. So this will take you out to the browser. The second half is review information, right? So if I was to close the document, or if I was to move away, if I click on this document, obviously it's open, so it's not going to reopen it. But if I click on cloud, that is my markup, it's going to find it again for me. So now if you have 200 markups, it's easy to find where your task is located. And something neat that I want to show you is, let me go into the dispatch assign. So it says a new dispatch has been assigned to you. Great, thank you. I'm going to log in. Give me 1 second. It's syncing. Okay, so now that I have received it, so it says assign, right? I received it because I opened it. So now it updates immediately. Well, I had to refresh, but
Wow. So now you can't say, I didn't see it, but you actually clicked it and it changed it right here live.
correct.
That's crazy.
Accountability for the win. So it says received. Then when I start it, obviously it will say, right now it doesn't say anything because that's the received as the status of I have opened the app, or I have opened the form. So let me fill it out very quickly. I will take a photo of our conversation here. And I'll just sign my beautiful digital signature. Next, submit. Now that I've submitted, oh, 1 second. The status takes a while. But if you notice, now that I've submitted, one new thing shows up. Submission PDF, right? So let me see if this has updated yet. Haha, it's completed. So now I know within review that it's completed. Now, if I wanted to see what information was collected in the field, I just click here. And now I have my PDF. And this should show a photo. So I think my form is broken, but that is my fault, not the integration's fault. I probably changed it and didn't update my PDF. But yes, this should show a photo. So everything that I've collected in the field. So again, you are in one location. You don't need to go open GoCanvas to see what PDF has been completed, what information has been completed. Now, mind you, one of the things that you'll know if you don't know GoCanvas deeply is that PDFs only show up with completed forms. So if you're still mid-completion of the form, you're not going to see the information that's being collected right now. So you're not going to see a mid-completed form. It has to be done for you to have the PDF file. Okay.
So basically, it can't be mid draft. It has to be completed to its whatever you set rules wise and GoCanvas, and then it will be marked completed, and then you'll get a portable document format. Okay.
Correct. All right. Excuse me. Great. Next, let's go into the other two options that I showed you. So again, right click at the markup level. Now, what happens if you're mid-project or you created a form ad hoc from the field? You will go into either an existing dispatch if it's something that has not been completed, or an existing submission, which is something that has been completed. So let's go to the dispatch. This looks at the entire GoCanvas database. It looks at every single file that they have created, and I can just say, I want this inspection linked to that particular markup. Attach it, and voila, right? Same for a completed form. So I'll go to my submissions. It gives me that entire list. I want this one, I'll attach it, and everything will show up here.
So this could be for the other way, right? Something already was completed. We want to document it for like project turnover or something, and then that's what you're doing. Okay.
Correct. And one of the things that I heard from one of the customers I've talked to is, by the end of the project, about 10 to 20% of his data, even if you're doing a really good job at documenting and linking and organizing in whatever document management system you have, 10 to 20% of that information is still lost because it got stuck in an email, it got stuck in some message, or it just never got documented, right? So this is an easier way for you to, by the end of the day, make sure that your links are completed. Or if you still miss something, it's just easy to complete. It's easy to link, right? Because you're not downloading from one place, moving it up to another. You're just creating this link. Now let's go to history, which is the first thing that we saw. This is always active. History is any link that I have created between Bluebeam, between Review and GoCanvas. So that way, if I close every single document, an active document is no longer active, I can still go here. So let's close this now so you can see what I'm talking about. Don't save it. Okay, I want to see the one that I just created, right? Quality Inspection 28. If I click Plan Sheet, this is the name of my review document. It opens it up again. So if you have hundreds of documents and hundreds of tasks, you can find them, open them from this location.
Now, and I asked this question because it was more of like, well, where does that PDF live, right? And it's linked wherever you've stored it, right? So for those folks that are wondering, because I asked that same question, where does that link live, right? Because you clicked it and it opened up the PDF. It's wherever the PDF is stored. So it could be stored in Studio Projects. So you don't have to worry where everyone is at, because if they access it and they're part of your GoCanvas platform and they're looking at this history, the PDF link is to wherever it natively lives. So if it's on a server and you have access to the server, you'll be able to open it. if it's on projects, right, or any other integration that you want to use within Review, like SharePoint, those types of things.
Correct. Yeah, so that's your history. This will apply for all the documents. You'll see them here. This cough will not leave me alone.
No worries. It happens.
Yeah, at the forum, I just tried to be so quiet. Like, don't interrupt Luke. Don't interrupt Luke.
Yes.
Yeah, and so at some point, this list is going to get very long, right? So we have filters. So for example, if in the active document, this is a real case scenario, right? I only care about the things that are ongoing. I don't want to be late. Let's just look at status then. We look at unsigned, assigned, and received, right? Let's see what is pending. Or if you only care about what's been completed, then you can filter by that. You can filter by the assignee. So is Luisa on time or not? You can filter by the forms, right? I only care about my safety forms or RFIs that are pending. Or when it's been created, and that gives you a range. And if this is more for like text, right? I don't remember the name, but I remember that it said this word or that word, then you can find it that way. Search also helps you with that, and sorting. So just nice to have, right? Now, something that I cannot, before getting to that, let's talk about the markup list. People love markup list, right? Everything that we do will be in the markup list. So if you notice here at the bottom, cloud number 1, that is my GoCanvas link. And I don't know why it's not saying, I think I have it turned off. But there will be a column that says GoCanvas, and that will say, and that will give you the dispatch or anything that has been linked. That is surface level though, so you cannot click that and open anything. It just tells you, hey, this particular markup has all of these GoCanvas links.
Yeah, it gave it more data too. It had like some like surface level. There it is. Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
It just, I had to close it and open it again. That's strange. Okay. Yeah, it's right here. Right. So it gives you the title, who's been assigned to, the dates. And if you still want to leverage the color coding or statuses or additional columns, you can still do that. And something that has not been built yet, but it's coming soon, it's the ability to download everything, right? So yes, great, I've created this links, and then right now you have to, if you have to send a document with a package of all these things for the end of the process, for just information sharing, you have to download your review documents, and then you have to download GoCanvas documents, put them together, and send it. But actually what we're going to let you do is export them together. So you'll be able to select, hey, I want these 3 review PDFs, and I want every single GoCanvas link that has been created. From that, download into either one package or into a long PDF, so a concatenated PDF. And that way you can, with one click, relatively, I guess, one click to pick your PDFs, and then one click to select whether you want a package or a concatenated PDF, and then export. So 3 clicks. You'll be able to have that folder or zip file and send it over to whoever you need. So that'll be really neat.
Basically, project closeout right there in and of itself.
Correct. So if you've been diligent throughout the process, closeout will be much, much easier.
That's amazing. That's such a huge time saver. They're not having to download to go anywhere, because that was going to be my next question, because I see it's all here, but how does the project closeout work? So when is that going to arrive? By
Unbound, you'll be able to see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Technically, so before release, essentially.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. It's very buggy right now, so I couldn't show it today. But I mean, hopefully by next week, if you join the alpha this week, you'll be able to test it. Yeah, and so that's the core of it as it stands today. There's more plans for 2026, but this is the very first integration that we have with our sister brand, GoCanvas. And so this is our, what you would call an MVP, although I do find it quite powerful as is. But future things will come that I cannot tell you yet.
Oh boy. Any hints?
Wait for the next podcast.
Okay. Oh.
You have to invite me again.
We will. You're always more than welcome. It was when I was watching this live, I was just blown away, because this is something we've been talking about, Jason and I, for a long while. Like, is GoCanvas going to integrate into the desktop application? Is it going to integrate into the web and iOS application? Right. Those are the theories we've been wondering in terms of its predecessor. Bluebeam used to have Project Rover, which was like RFIs, forms, submittals, those types of things and workflows. Like what are they going to replace that with, right? And it wasn't a replacement. It was with a tried and true application for field users, right? Which is GoCanvas, and integrating that into their current platform, because what they're amazing at and always have been is portable document formats, right?
Right. So some of that work is going to happen at the mobile level. Some of that work is going to happen at the web level. So that is the smallest hint that I can give you.
Yes.
Actually, something that will be quite helpful that I forgot to mention is, like we said, this is bidirectional communication, right? So the same way that in review, I can see the GoCanvas PDFs, on mobile, you're going to be able to see within your form the review PDF, right? So you no longer have to go and look for your drawing. Well, right now, what would happen are two things. One is you would have to download your drawing from review, and you would have to either upload it into your form or send it to your field team through email or whatever other method of communication. And then you'd have to switch back and forth between the GoCanvas app and whatever else. Now with this, you're actually going to be able to see your drawing or drawings anywhere within your form. It's going to be some type of like hovering situation where you're able to click into any of those documents. And because the way that you notice, there's a many-to-many relationship, this markup could have 10 dispatches, but also one dispatch could have 10 markups. What does that mean? Well, if you want your drawing and your spec and some additional document, you could have as many documents linked to that one dispatch. So when I open it in the field, I'm actually able to see as many documents as my review user wanted me to see. Right. So it makes it, yes. So it makes, the one thing though is obviously if you wanted 3 documents to be linked, then you have to go and create 3 markups, one on each of those documents, and link it to that same inspection quality inspection number 28, right? That's the link, but that's the same as just sending that document through email to that same person.
So basically you'll be able to open up the GoCanvas app and whatever dispatch you've been sent on and PDFs that are pertaining to that, you can help that field user be more aligned. So they're not switching, because that would be another question, like, well, what if they're going to the iOS app, but then also using GoCanvas? They'd have, my imagine would be like they'd hit the up button, go to the other app and this app to look and reference. It would be easier for those folks just to be in GoCanvas. So
correct. And that link is done all on the review side. Yeah, so you wouldn't be able to change it, but if that link changes on the review side, the field user will see it, right? They just have to sync.
Yeah.
So you just have to unlink from here. And I don't have that here, but in the future, there'll be an X. So you can unlink this document and link it to something else. And that will be reflected in the field as well. So you don't have to resend an email. This is just exit out, link it again, you're done.
Yeah, and you're not doing a markup in the GoCanvas app, but basically what you're doing is being able to see, so you can walk around on plan and like reference, like you're saying, some type of spec sheet they have to reference to. So will it be an image in GoCanvas, I'm guessing, of the PDF?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, but you'll be able to see your markups. So it'll be the same as working here. I mean, it will be flat and you're not going to see your markup list, but you'll be able to see the document and the markups. And this works on any type of markup, right? So you'll see all of those things.
Wow. That's wild. So basically it's just creating a copy, instant pushing that data back into GoCanvas.
Right, correct.
And that GoCanvas logo that we see at the bottom right-hand corner of that revision cloud, that's letting you know visually that that's a GoCanvas link or markup.
Correct.
That will stay there. That's very cool.
Right, correct. We haven't created any actions on it just yet. So that's something that we're thinking about. What would be the most useful thing? But at the end of the day, because when I click on the markup, I see pretty much anything that's associated to it, then yeah. So it's more of a teller. Also because we want to bring some brand awareness, right? Where if we had created a different logo for TaskLink, then you wouldn't know that we're powered by GoCanvas. And we do want to educate our users with the fact that we are powering this by GoCanvas. Yeah.
And still you have the data in the markups list. So for those users that may not have a license and they're wondering, what is that information pertaining to, there's still some data in the markups list. So tried and true Bluebeam portion is there's still all this data down here that comes along with it, right?
Yeah, correct. So then, yeah, if you just want to see anything that's outstanding, right, you just ask for somebody else that can help you look at that.
Yep.
Or then you start thinking about, do we need GoCanvas? And we are looking at flexible ways to give people access to GoCanvas licenses that are not at the current price point. So that will also, it's another project ongoing. We're still discussing it.
Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts, Jason? First time seeing the integration, because you haven't seen it. I talked to Jason. I called him after the forum conversation with all of the releases. Talked to him a little bit about it, but what do you think, Jason?
I mean, yeah, this is the first time I'm seeing it. We've been wondering for a long time what this was going to look like, and I know from your excitement when you called me, I will say this is exceeding my expectations. This looks way easier and user-friendly than I could have thought, because I was thinking there would be more mobile involved and that it wouldn't be so clean. But having it right there on the panel, this is slick. And looking at the chat, there's people very excited that folks are going to go show their boss. So, you know, and there was even one comment about using it. Where was it? Oh, boy. Come on, David. Being used to take lunch orders from a PDF menu. So like even inter-office stuff, it doesn't have to be construction related, you know. I'm running to Chipotle. Who wants what? Anyway, there's some fun stuff here that could be utilized, and I think we're just scratching the surface on what this is capable of. But this is very exciting, and I'm curious to know more, especially on how the pricing, licensing is going to work, and everything else. But this is really cool.
I think by Unbound we'll have more information about that. And I will add the lunch menu into my use cases. This is great. It's great discovery. Thank you. But to your point, I think while I talked so much about the office to field link, actually one of the reasons why we started calling it task link as opposed to, this is a little blooper, right? We used to, for a while internally, we were calling it field link because we thought it's for the field, right? But to that point of what about office to office communication, right? Like we have heard a lot about the markup list is not enough for office to office communication because we don't have a robust system inside review to do notifications or like conditional logic or complex workflows that GoCanvas does. So what if someone wanted to do an office to office workflow or process or approval process? We can do it with GoCanvas. They're just going to have to, right now, they're going to have to do it off of their mobile device, which might be a blocker, but it's still an option that I would love to hear if it becomes useful at some point. I want to hear those, especially for like the design review process where nobody's in the field. I would love to hear if that's useful.
No, I mean, people have asked for that before where they wanted the notification that Sessions has, but there is no notification of that in Bluebeam itself. So at the base core review app, there isn't a notification unless you're in Sessions, like notifying somebody that a markup or something like that. But I think that task mentality is true, and people have been looking for some way to notify somebody. And the fact that you can kind of monitor by a status in that same theory, where it's the status of actually the mobile identification, almost kind of like a read receipt from email, right? You can't bypass it. If you've looked at it that you're doing something and you're supposed to be doing something, you can't bypass that. And I think this will elevate, in my opinion, to a workflow that could be used for that office to office redlining design workflow, right? Because think about that. It says completed, so you have to do something to notify everyone that you've completed this markup. So if there was a design change that had an intention to be completed and you went through and did that, there's a lot of things that this can morph into. And maybe not, like you were saying, Luisa, was you don't know how it will work, right? Because we don't, the web, how is it going to interface, but some more integration of like, you don't actually have to go to GoCanvas, it's in here and it notifies you, like that would be huge. And there's a way to see if they click the notification, then it has that received, and then how they mark it completed too. So like an approval workflow almost, but for an individual using it in design, so.
I think this is going to open up a lot of possibilities. And I know we're just talking about field to PDF and going from there, but there's so many ways that this is going to be useful, from, you know, site inspection to punch listing to close out to everything. And I'm very excited to, see this out in the wild and see how our customers use it too.
Yeah. Think about that. I didn't think about that either. For punch lists, you could be using the iOS app, right, for Bluebeam, and then you can make a punch lists and then get that information back. The office person can then make dispatches for anything tied to those punch list items and dispatch out for them. And then that's the workflow. They're then going to take pictures. They don't have to worry about it being documented and having to move things around. It'll just be tied through GoCanvas as the dispatch goes out. They complete whatever punch list item needed to be completed. They're videoing it or pictures, and then they sign off and whatever. But then it comes back into here for project closeout that all of these punch lists were taken care of. Wow. I didn't think about that.
I'm so glad that you got to the punch list use case without me having to mention it. I love that.
Yeah, I didn't think about it from that perspective because the iOS app is here, right? And you have your tool sets will be launched to you for those folks that didn't know. We've talked about this before. It was on the product roadmap. Will be launched for sharing team wide. So that'll be a lot more streamlined.
Right. And there's a question from the chat. Is dispatch a current feature in GoCanvas without the review integration?
Yes.
So there we go. Yeah, GoCanvas is already powerful enough on its own. It doesn't need the review integration to be better, but it is. So it's one of those things that is just getting more and more powerful, especially when we're dealing with tools that are going to be commonplace, hopefully, in everybody's workflow.
Yeah.
And we'll probably have more folks from the GoCanvas team on at some point to show GoCanvas at its core. That way people can get a better idea of GoCanvas overall and then how it integrates back into here. And Luisa, if you're willing to, we'd have you back on after Unbound when the box is uncovered, so you're not limited on that type of thing. And then if you have any new features, again, same thing, that we're able to share as well, because this is huge. And there's a lot of possibility here to add more. Like you're saying, this is the best part. If anyone wasn't picking this up, she kept saying from discovery. So this isn't things of what we think people want. It is all about what you are all doing and understanding. So the more you give feedback from a community perspective and an understanding of what people need to see, that's huge.
Absolutely. And we'll filter that through you guys. But like I said, if there's any feedback that's coming through after the fact, you relax and, you're in a shower and then you have that brilliant idea of how this is going to help you. Or if there's something that you wanted, just let them know and they'll pass it to me. If you want to join the alpha, like I said, it is open if anyone wants to join. And so through them, I can also give you access as well. And it could be as quick as 24 hours turnaround. Ideally, if you do have GoCanvas already set up, that'll be the easiest path. Otherwise, then you have to get a trial. Just go to gocanvas.com, get a trial. If you, this is a little trick that we've been using internally. If you click, because you have to select the size of the company when you're saying, get me a trial. So if you click on the very first option of less than 10 people, that gives you immediate trial access as opposed to having to go through somebody that's going to give you that access. And that's it. That gives you can create your license and you can log in. And that gives you either 7 or 10 days. I think it's 10 days of free access that you can play around with this.
So when you said you're going to give people access, is it just Jason and me, or you are willing to give people access to the labs portion integration to anyone listening in right now?
Anyone.
Wow.
But I just need a promise from all of you, which is you're gonna give me feedback. That's all I ask.
Oh, feedback. That's better.
We'll track people down. We'll track people down for you.
Yeah, that would be great. Labs will have activities on things that you have to do, and so as you're walking through those activities, that's what I want to hear. Is it intuitive? Would you need, especially for people who were not in this call, if you're giving it to other people within your team, that first time interaction is critical, right? Because they don't have a person talking to them and hand holding them. But that's what I don't know. Is it intuitive? Does it make sense? Does it actually solve an issue? And for example, if you already know that by doing this, you're going to save 3 hours a week, that's what I want to hear. Yeah, that math is great.
So who wants access now. And if you don't have the ability to message in here, you can email Jason or myself, and we'll link you up and get you access to this. So you want us to be the filter, is that correct?
Yeah, we can do it that way we can do it that way to start.
Okay.
We can adjust if needed.
So yeah, that'll be really cool. Get access to the alpha, start playing around with it, and coming up with use cases. That was something that was put in the chat as well. That we as a group can fill up your to-do list if you want, with different case studies and things to put together. One question I had is, will there be a GoCanvas component to the Bluebeam community pages as this starts rolling out? Like, I could see that being its own separate task thing to help people with that integration.
That we have not discussed that yet, but that sounds like a great idea. So I have it down.
Sorry to
part
put
of
more
the
work on anybody's
community page. Is that what you mean, Jason? Like add a tab in the communities page?
Yeah, because right now, I love the Bluebeam community, community.bluebeam.com. There's peer support and tips and tricks and what's new in Bluebeam and product feedback and early access and Bluebeam user groups as different tiers. But I could see there being a GoCanvas integration one to both raise awareness but help people get this off the ground, because actually having the community get started and not just the developers and employees.
Oh, I like this comment. Yeah, that's a great idea. I've written it right below lunch orders.
Oh, your coffee? Did you see that one? Your drink order?
No, I didn't see that.
Oh, okay. I was going to save that one. So while you're on stage, you're going to do a live drink order that gets submitted, and then it gets delivered to you while you're presenting.
I'm gonna get a standing ovation. I don't buy.
Oh, absolutely. You're gonna up stage Steve Wozniak.
I'm so sorry, sir. But I just got my coffee through TaskLink, okay? For estimators, I can see this being used quite nicely. For RFQs, yeah? Ooh. The receiver also needs a subscription. Yeah, that is something that the subscription level conversation is something that we're trying to solve right now, from a price perspective. And Michael, you asked this at the forum.
Plenty of times. Yes, I think I asked it way too many times because it just kept hanging me up. The discovery conversation of how people will subscribe, right? GoCanvas is a company and it is part of the Numacheck brand, right? So as a company, right, there needs to be a revenue source. So from that perspective, we understand that. But, one thing that, and I reference this a little bit, the one thing that the Cloud app has a leg up in is the fact that you can be in a session or a project, you don't need a license, and you can do light markups, right? That kind of essentially, or is there that discounted rate of some sort for that? So I asked it plenty of times. Don't worry, folks. Had you all in mind because I knew that was going to come up.
We're working on it. Yeah. Anything else that sparks? I do, please. Thank you. Yeah, RFQs, RFIs. I'm curious about light, like when we look at change orders or submittals, I'm curious if that becomes useful as well. Although submittals could be a lot more complicated, so I'm not sure if that fits, but it is in our... What do you think?
Change orders, absolutely. My team here, we're working on projects all the time where we are leveraging sessions with our customers to make sure that our markups are going back and forth smoothly. But sometimes we get requests that are beyond the scope, and it'd be nice to just highlight it and say, hey, we need to talk about a change order or whatever else right here, and then have that be documented without having to have 1,000 emails go back and forth.
Okay.
Could you imagine just the markup someone else made, and then you just GoCanvas link it and say this is a change order by sending them a form that's a change order? There's not even a communication or conversation that needs to be had. It's just, hey, this is a change order. You don't even say, hey, this is a change order. They get a notification that says this is a change order.
Yeah, and that form's got a payment link. Just
wow.
Let's get the dirty conversation out of the way and just like, hey, pay up, sucker.
Yeah,
I like it. I mean, we could be here all day. You've really opened up a can of worms here, Luisa. This is great.
I want to be here all day now.
Jason hasn't even seen the other stuff too. There's a lot of stuff on the GoCanvas side, Jason. That's going to integrate. So there's a lot that I know we can't talk about because they're releasing it Unbound. But this one was not supposed to be released until Unbound. And again, we are very appreciative that you were able to show us and show the community.
We'll keep this other spoilers to ourselves. We got 27 more days.
I mean, thank you for asking. You know, we were at the forum in this large conference room, and you asked, and you had the right people there. James on the GoCanvas side and Luke just sitting next to each other. And you asked, and I just looked like, "Can I talk about it?" We were like, "Go ahead." So here we are.
Yeah, I find myself asking that a lot of, can we talk about it lately, which is a good thing. So for all of you listening in the community, when I ask if we could talk about it, that means there's a lot of product roadmap that is coming out that is very interesting, and definitely changing the pace at what we see these tools used for. There's a lot coming, folks, and hopefully you're all as excited as I was when I left that forum for what is about to be released. You know, I talked a lot about it last week, and then this is just one of many.
Yeah, and I'm surprised that you've been able to keep this one quiet, because we've been pretty good at towing the line here on Morning Coffee Review over the past 4+ years now that we've been doing this, and this is an exciting one to release out in the wild for sure. So we got a couple minutes left here, Luisa. Besides your presentation and this rollout, what are you most excited for Unbound?
Because this is my first my first year at Bluebeam, I'm just really excited to meet everyone. Actually, the forum that we were at was my first time meeting my colleagues.
Oh, wow.
And so meeting the partners was such a treat. And the feedback, everyone was so willing to give feedback and to share and to give ideas. And that excitement that I got coming out of Nashville, I came out flying. I was in the clouds thinking we are actually changing the construction field. And especially with the AI wave, I mean, there's going to be a before and an after. And I think Unbound is going to be that crux for me of, like, this is reality. This is who we're working for. This is who we're working with. And the fact that I'm able to have a breakout room, I'm actually going to be able to talk to all of you, whoever's there, and just learn. That's what I'm really excited about.
Very cool. And where are you based out of?
I'm in New Jersey.
Okay. So going to DC is not too big of a stretch for you.
No, not at all. Although I haven't been in several years.
Yeah, as long as it's not.
I'm glad you didn't have to wake up early.
No, it'll be nice. What are you excited for?
Seeing everybody. I mean, a lot of the MCR regulars are going to be there. A lot of the Bluebeam folks that I haven't talked to or talked to a lot, but not, in person. And then also just DC is really cool. So planning a little time to explore a little bit and hopefully get some good weather.
Hopefully. Yeah. New Jersey is starting to get hit with the chill winds. And so it's a bit shocking, and I run cold all the time. So this is why literally turtleneck. I woke up this morning and was like, we're not playing.
Wait, so it's cold? It's going to be cold in September?
It very well could be cold, yeah.
Oh, great.
We've already got
the weather.
I think tomorrow the low is going to be like 39 already. So
wait, what? So we're talking jackets?
Oh,
this is totally foreign to me.
Oh, yeah. You're going to need a jacket, my friend. You are 100% going to need a jacket.
Okay. I'm going to have to look at the weather, because I don't think you guys realize it's going to be 100 for the rest of September, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go from Phoenix home for a day and then to DC. I'm going to be experiencing them a whole lot. So that's all right.
I hope you're taking a lot of vitamins, because that's exactly the type of change that's going to get you like this.
Don't be jinxing anything now.
Sick?
Hang on.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
But yes, airborne, emergency, take them all. Take them all.
Yeah, I'm excited to basically see the excitement that I've been experiencing for last week. I guess maybe it's been a couple weeks. I don't remember. What I experienced at the forum. Again, the stuff you are all doing is actually going to be impacting for the better of our industry. And I'm just astonished at how fast this is happening, because this isn't typical. Although Jason and I have been talking about, well, what's new coming up? Bluebeam as a base solution and also the integration through GoCanvas is going to change the way this solution was used. And all of that announcement and more will be at Unbound. So if you're not able to attend, that is okay. Jason and I are going to have a recap. Also, Jason, just so you're aware, I tapped Matt last week to show us anything that's happening at AU because I wanted to do a compare and contrast between announcements from Bluebeam and AU perspective. So that'll be a great conversation as well. So exciting where this industry is going. We have a lot of announcements, things that we can't talk about, but appreciate your time, Luisa, for joining us. And like you said, it was perfect timing. I asked the question because like everyone needs to see at least something right before Unbound. And this is just the tip of the iceberg, right? You guys showed us something amazing. And then this is just the start. So the fact that this is coming out, again, open your mind because just like the title said, they're going to make things unbound with what Bluebeam is going to offer in the integration, not just between GoCanvas, but what they are doing to push the boundaries.
And I'm taking note on the titles that you shared, like Bluebeam Unleashed, and what's the other one? Release the Bluebeam. Like that right there. I feel like that should be the next conference. So that's generally the feeling that I have, and I want to get that from everyone. So
Yeah.
Also, Michael, your background is spectacular.
Thank you.
Sorry,
I appreciate it. It's been evolving. If you go back to the first MCR, there was like no plants or anything. It was just a blue wall. So I appreciate it.
It's slowly taking him over.
Slowly, yeah. Some plants are struggling because the aquariums are taking over. So it's the life. It's trying to find that balance.
At the next meeting, you have like a pathos growing over your head.
Yeah.
So, Jason, I think I cut you off.
All my plants died, so I just gave up. So
I've been
I'm just
trying
leaving
to
the dead
share
ones
it.
there. Yeah.
Like we haven't been able to get the green thumb over to that side of the screen yet. So
I tried.
All right. Well, we're at time. Jason, you want to finish this up?
Yeah, well, thank you so much, Luisa, for joining us. This was incredible. I'm excited. I'm really looking forward to that before and after moment at Unbound. I'm looking forward to seeing you in person and everybody there. You're sorry, all MCR people, you're going to hear us talk about Unbound for probably the next 3 months, as we already have been already. So thank you. Have a good weekend or have a good week. Hope you had a good long weekend, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.
See you soon.
Alrighty,
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really grateful.
Thank you for joining us. Have a good one, everybody.
Hey there, thanks for tuning in. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of the other content on our channel.